Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. Scotty Z coming at you with another EVT video. Today we are gonna be working on a 75-foot aluminum ladder on this Dash CF Quint. I got the rear differential out of it right now, so it doesn't really move. So I got the ladder extended off here to the side, and we are going to replace these glide blocks. I actually have already done the midsection, the first one and then the middle one, and then we will be covering the front ones here. So okay, so I've already done this one and this one. Place these glide pads right here. The mounting holes were broken, so that will get written up on an inspection. And did these here. We wear these shims here on both sides, and I didn't do these. I just took the bolts loose so that whenever I applied the pressure, these jack stands here, just push the ladder up just enough to get the block to pull out. So now we need to do these front blocks because it got the same situation on the back side here. It's got broken holes. Where is it at? Yeah, that one's broken. So in order to get those out, I'm gonna have to pull this section off and drop this down. So fun. Let's get to it. Okay, as you can see, it's not really working too well there. So what I may end up having to do is loosen the bolts further back down the ladder. But I'm gonna do the same thing I did in the front here. Use the jacks to push up on the ladder, and use the ladder itself to push down on the jacks. So give that a go. Hopefully it all goes well. Run some little inspections on the glide pads and see how they look. Some of them have broken holes, mounting holes, so it seems like it's the most common thing to break on these things. So let's get into it. Cool. So if we were going to be doing the rear ones, we would need to take the rear ones loose as well while we're applying pressure. Obviously, as you can see, I got these bolts loose. I pre-loosened them so that when we drop the ladder on there, it's got room to flex up and down. So I'm gonna pull these screws out on both sides, and then we'll slide the block out. Yeah, so like I was saying, like typically what we would do is we would loosen both sides, and then I'll show you here in the back. There's another set of them right here. Loosen these. Move your E-track out of the way. Loosen those bolts. on both sides, there and there, and then drop your ladder down in your jacks. But both of those glide pads in the back were good. These were the ones that were starting to break apart and starting to, the screw hole was breaking apart. So they will write that up on a ladder inspection. So got these loose for now. We're just doing the fronts. Got down on our jacks. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out. Screws the rest of the way here. Keep in mind, they do shim these. See, there's one right here coming out with it. And then you put that back in there. We'll just set it up there for now. We'll go ahead and pull out the other side. Okay, so obviously we need to slide this all the way out, right? Unless there's a better way that I don't think there is, so... Okay, so the proper way to do this is to take the front part off here, but you can slide this block all the way out, all right? My top blocks are good. My bottom ones are broken, or the screw holes are broken at least. And on the last ones I did have wear on the bar, which was these right here. Not a whole lot of wear, but since they were, which was these right here, not a whole lot of wear, but enough to go ahead and change them out, especially since the screw holes were broken in half of them. There's the majority of the weight's going to be riding on that bottom pad, and I really don't want to take this off right now. We're going to just pull these screws out, slide them, pull the screws out, and slide the blocks out and replace them. All right, as we clean the grease off of here to inspect the wear. This one does have like a significant wear mark there. You can feel the layers. So it's good that we go ahead and change it. Like I said on the last ones, on the midsection that I had pulled out of here, I inspected the top ones and they had like really no layering here on the plastic piece. That's why I went ahead and left them in there. I was gonna originally replace them, but so that's why I'm thinking that we'll just do it this way for today. Not a whole lot of, there was not a whole lot of wear on the other one, so hopefully there won't be a whole lot of wear on those. Anyways, but I was written up on my ladder inspection for that cracking where the screw holes are at, so not really written up to be out of service, but I've been dealing with the same ladder inspector for like 5-6 years, so he knows I take care of my stuff. Just tell him things he'll point out to you, and if he wants to sold, then he'll put you out of service for it. But so yeah, let's put it in the new section. We'll try to clean this block up a bit here. So all right, we got the bottom portion cleaned up here. We'll throw the new pads on. That brand new set of blocks here. Like that. Like that. Put our screws back in. Obviously, you just want to start them by hand, make sure that they're freely going into their hole. Snug.
just stop complaining, right?
You should just what? Yeah, man. This is a city job, man. Take your time.
Yeah. What is it? Oh, somebody took a dump in there?
Is that what that smell is? Well, Omar does have a battery that's sulfated down there. Is it that, maybe?
I thought it was the third, but maybe it's food inside. Oh, yeah.
This one didn't have any shims in it. No shims. So, slide this back in place. Put our bolts back in. Right before we tighten this down, we'll go ahead and do the other side. Some of these that I pulled out of the other side were like oblong shaped. I just ended up replacing them with some machined screws that we had at Napa. Alright, this is the part I was talking about. The shims. This thing's got shims on it. On both sides here. Make sure you get those back in. Take the side they went on. Alright. Got that lined up with their holes. Is there a torque spec on this? Oh, I don't know. Wooden tight. Now we have both of these set here. Actually, I'm gonna take the pressure off a ladder off of the jack. Alright, so now that we get the weight off of the off of the jacks and back on the ladder, got this pad, it's not moving around. We'll go ahead and torque it down to the good and tight. Start in the middle, work out. There is a torque spec on it. I'll try to find the actual torque spec, but Thread Markham, Torque Markham, their torque paint. Yeah, look what I found in my book here on the T-blocks wear pads. I wrote it down here. Horrible handwriting. If changing the T-block on aluminum ladder, watch for shims below the T-block. So make sure and watch for those shims. I'm not seeing anything in this book for torque specs, so let me keep looking. Okay, the only other thing I could see in my reference book was a chart for just grade 2 to grade 8 bolts, measuring the size, and then it gives you a torque spec. So to be quite honest, I couldn't find a legit like number torque spec for these. What I just ended up doing is just running it down from my impact and then torquing them to 30 foot-pounds, and then thread marking them. So if you're doing your due diligence and you're doing your checks and your firefighters are doing their checks, and they can see the torque marks and they can tell if it's loose or not. So there you go. Alright, so we just take our little torque check and put it across the bolt. We'll know if any of them moves. If anyone, Singe Martin or any shop a nose, leave them in a comment. I'd like to know the torque specs or how to find torque specs. Alright y'all, that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully this helped out. Hopefully gave you some pointers and some guidance. To be honest, I had to reach out to one of my colleagues as well to try to pick his brain and see how he gets the weight off of those guide pads. But there you go. Until the next time, don't just follow the wolves, lead the pack. Later.